We are back playing Battrick, and it's the end of the season. We've played 16 full human real life weeks, and the season's over. Preston have won the league. We've edged out Hogs 11. Mullets and Fairfield Fridge had decent seasons. Bulls Heroes weren't quite good enough. 6 defeats puts them in a playoff. Dirty Dozen were quite a way behind. And actually, we're pretty close to where my pitch is at. Where my pitches and central districts are relegated automatically. So we're going up to Division 1. Haven't been to Division 1 for a long while. I think it was around 2017, season 37. We're in 63 next season. So Preston are back. And it'll be interesting to know who we're going to be playing against. So Division 2 finished with my team, Preston Pesterers, top of the league. So we've won promotion to the top division. And as I might have already talked about, the leagues in Battrick are like a pyramid. So there's one Division 1 with 8 teams in it. There's 4 Division 2s with 8 teams in each. Then there's 16 Division 3s. So because there's one team that can potentially go up, and the league, there's 4 times as many leagues in every division below, it means that there's 4 teams that can possibly go down in every division. And the way they work that out is, out of all the leagues, they look at the best teams to finish as champions. Half of them go up automatically, and then the other half play a playoff. So I go up automatically, and Bulls Heroes and Dirty Dozen are going into a playoff with a team from the league below. So have a quick look at Bulls Heroes. They take one-day leagues the most seriously. They're down in Division 4 and 5 on their others, so a bit similar to me in that sense. They've got a game against someone called the Pachyderms. Not sure how you say that. So let's have a look at the Pachyderms. They're quite up in the first class. Sort of test cricket. Like test cricket format, as in like it's over sort of 3 days kind of thing. In the one-day league, yeah, they're in Division 3. What's their squad like? Sort by wage. Okay, so 10 players between 50 and 100 grand. So Pachyderms, pretty decent, but Dirty Dozen aren't bad either. So let's look at Bulls Heroes. They're playing against Corporals. Corporals, Division 3, Division 3, Division 4. Quick look at their squad. So they got 1 player on 135 grand and then 8 more between 50 and 100. Okay, so that's similar kind of setup to I see a lot of teams having. Sort of a decent, solid squad base, trying to get everyone on at least sort of 50 grand a week. So yeah, so that's Bulls and Dirty Dozen. 3 teams in the middle. I'd say that was kind of correct. Mullets and Fairfield did well, but they had Hogs and Preston above them. Hogs could have, at the last, they could have overtaken me, but luckily I won that game. So we are going up to Division 1. The Preston Pesterers in Division 1. So looking at Division 1, so Mac Attack and Hartleys are in a playoff. Brad's Bashers and Impact are going straight down. Impact have obviously had to sell off their players. They've struggled. Let's just check that. Look at the squad. Yeah, they've only got 3 players really. 4, I suppose, if you include this guy. But yeah, 3 or 4 decent players in Division 1. You're not going to survive. Brad's Bashers. Let's have a look at them. Their wages. Yeah, they've got 7 players between 50 and 100. They'll probably be okay in Division 2. Hartley's, because they're kind of greyed out and in italics, that means they've gone dormant. They have resigned from the team. So that we've lost another big player there. Their team history was pretty crazy. They've won the cup. The season before that, they won the first class league and the one day league, and they won the cup in 58. They won the league back in 2019 as well. Yeah, sad to see Hartley's heroes go, but you got to applaud people wanting to take their life back. So good luck to Hartley's. Looking up the league, it looks like there's Possums are an absolute mile ahead. Now, Possums are an incredible team, but also Le Ferry and George and Dragon are very close behind. So I'm no secret. The way to play Battrick is you've got to go in hard. I can't just hang around in Division 1. So I'm going to be doing everything I can to win Division 1. Possums, looking at their squad, they've got 2 players over 150. So a 338, the Alfred Magala, who's 33. They've got Jeremy Nazamba, who's on 176. And then they've got 6 players between 100 and 150 grand. That's such a solid team. And as you can see, they are in the top division for all their leagues. The first class league, the one day league, and the 2020 league. And Possums are one of the biggest teams in the game, really. Let's have a look at their team history. This year they've won the league in first class and one day. They won the cup in season 60. They won first class and one day in 59. I mean, they're just a crazy team, really. But just looking at that, look at this press release. Team's been built around a certain player and we name our eras to honour them. The Dotani era brought us 7 major trophies. Now the Divine era has added 11 more, but the players are getting older. We don't have the budget to compete for the triple. Narrowing our focus to go for one last major win before we start the rebuild that's already in motion. Amazing Rise, we're ready to see what comes next. And the lonely rebuild. Well, that is interesting timing, isn't it? So if Possums, let's have a look, have they started selling some players? They've sold Franny Fogg, sold Samuel Scotland for $7.5 million, sold John McAteer, Carlton Curl, the one they bought and sold for $7.5 million, Samuel Scotland, history. Okay, so maybe a youth player from player history. Voted from the Academy of the Possums. 2022. So yeah, he's been trained up and sold for $7.5 million. So that's going to go towards this rebuild they're talking about. But maybe Possums will be a little bit weaker next season, which means my main rivals could well be Le Ferry and George and Dragon. Let's have a quick look at Le Ferry. 4 players between 100 and 150 and 9 between 50 and 100. So that's similar to me. I've got, I think, one player just over 150 grand. But yeah, a couple around this. And yeah, everyone over at least 50. So they're very similar to me. George and Dragon. 1 player between 100 and 150 and 8 between 50 and 100. Okay, so this could well be tight. Maybe I need to invest in another player or 2, but I don't have infinite money. So I'll try and do an update later in the week where we can have a look at maybe Leferry and Georgian Dragon in more detail. Have a look at the other teams in Division 1 and see if anyone else is looking to improve. So look at their transfers. And yeah, see how the playoffs go. Hartley's will lose because they're now a bot team. But Macattack are playing against the BB Flying Cows. Quick glance at Macattack's squad. 9 players between 50 and 100. Quick look at Flying Cows squad. So similar, 1 between 100 and 150. So we've got 1 player on 114. And 6 players between 50 and 100. So we need to see how that goes. So that we've got so that we know which of Macattack or Flying Cows are going to be in Division 1. We need to keep an eye on Possums. See who else they sell. They've talked about only going for 1 more trophy. Could that be the one-day league? Or hopefully, maybe they'll forfeit this one and go for a victory in the first class league. That'd be better, I think, guys. If Diablo's watching this, just take a break in the one-day league. Have some time off. You've worked hard. Who is that player that he was talking about? Divine. Dominic Divine. Interesting that he's listed this as his best player. Destructive batter and attacking finger spinner. 31 years old and he's only on 100 grand a week, so he's not his best player. Then again, something I keep noticing is Turley. It's always my best player. If I just go to the league, look at the averages. Season 62. Again, Turley, one of the best batters in the league and listed as the best bowler. But for me, his salary I think is around 100 grand, maybe around 90. I need to chat to this Diablo guy, see what it is about Divine that makes him think he's his most influential. Because yeah, maybe something like your all-rounder is, maybe I'm in the Turley era. I don't know. This is a new thing to me. So here are the averages for Division 1. Got some great players in there that we'll be obviously getting more familiar with. Good to see that there's a few from Hartley's Heroes who'll be leaving us. The best bowler in the league was Hartley's player. Had Parkin as well. So yeah, let's revisit when we know a bit more about Division 1.